I sat down today and started making the plan of how I'm going to put into action all of the things that I need to do and get done in order to achieve all the things I want to achieve in 2022. And it really struck me that I am so much better when I have a plan, when I have structure, when I have order and organization, and I know what it is that I'm doing. Give me an hour, say, George, sit down and work on X, Y, or Z project, and my mind is just don't know where to start, and I've found that incredibly overwhelming in the past. In fact, my work process used to be, this is back in the days prior to the pandemic, which was a real um, godsend in some ways for my productivity, not so much in many other ways, but my work practice used to be to go to coffee shops, sit down, open up my laptop, order myself an Americano, and then go, right, what am I going to work on today? And then I just go with whatever jumped into my mind first. And I've often said it's an absolute miracle that I've managed to make it this far. Since I started getting better organized and more planned and structured, my productivity and effectiveness has gone through the roof. Well, I say through the roof. There's still a lot of room for improvement, but that kind of leads me on to the yes but bit of today's daily check-in. And the realization is that I need to have that flexibility, and I need to also make sure that I don't over schedule and over plan. So I do need a plan, but I also need to have those buffers in there, not just buffers between tasks, but buffers for those things that just come in at the last minute, things that I hadn't scheduled, or that I just feel the urge to do something. So, for example, writing is a really good example of that. If I said, right, at 10 o'clock every day, I'm going to sit down and write for an hour, it just wouldn't work for me. I can do that sometimes at 10 o'clock, but sometimes it just doesn't feel like that's the right time. And maybe it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon where that's the case and I feel like writing. But if I've got it on my schedule, then I'll sit down and I'll try and do it. But nothing comes. So I need to have the flexibility to be able to move things around still and not over schedule. I've also identified a load of little tasks, not tasks, but things that I need to do and want to do. Sort of 10 minutes here, 20 minutes a day doing this, half an hour a day doing that. And best will in the world, I'd love to do them every day, but also I'm not going to be putting too much pressure on myself to stick to that schedule, because you tell yourself you're going to do something every day, you miss a day for genuinely good reasons, then, oh, it's like you failed. And you don't want to do it the next day because, well, what's the point? I haven't managed to do it every single day. It feels like you've broken the spell because you've missed the 37th day of a 90-day, I will do this every day sequence. So I'm not going to do that. In fact, I don't think I've ever really properly done that. I'm going to go back to tracking things, and as long as I can see that I'm doing more or less the right things and enough of them with enough consistency, then, and I can see that I am moving forwards as well towards the goals, then that's what I need to do. Because as I said before, progress isn't just the things that come in that say, yes, this is a step change, a step forwards. Progress is also the background stuff that needs to get done, that nobody sees, that nobody hears about, that just, well, maybe apart from you watching these videos if I happen to mention them, but they're the things that are progress. One of the challenges with that, of course, is that you never really know if what you're doing is effective. You never really know if it's working, and you never really know when those things come in exactly what it was that brought them in the first place. So there is a little bit of guesswork still, which is why for me it's important that I still try and find the things to do that I'm actually going to get some genuine enjoyment from doing. I'm not going to be making myself do things. I've tried that in the past as well. Didn't end well. So there we go. The planning has begun. A lot more to do. I need to actually print out my first week or two's schedules and start filling them in, getting the things in there, scheduling what I'm now calling a studio time, for those times where I need to be just sitting down and writing, or sitting down and creating content. This is definitely going to be a year for content creation and less consumption. That's one of my keys for 2022, as I've identified. And studio time is going to be when that happens. Blocks of 90 minutes, ideally twice a day, but at least once a day, most days, of course, not going to be every single day. 90-minute studio blocks, or blocks of studio time, should I say, where I'll be actually producing, head down, everything switched off, and just do the work. So there we go. There's my update for the day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and check back in again tomorrow for another daily update. Bye for now.